Hey guys, I thought I'd shoot you a quick little video before I start shooting another video I'm working on. It's gonna have some little cuts to little graphs and stuff, but anyways, I just wanted to shoot this first, to kind of throw something out there. And this time I'm doing something for not total beginners. I've been focused on that a lot, but yeah, I want to give something to you guys have been maybe playing for a little bit. If you're more advanced, maybe this isn't going to help you out, but if you're just getting into lead and stuff, this might be a good help. So basically, we'll get look at this a little bit more closer. But basically, if you want to be always be playing up and down, you can play some cool runs that actually sound pretty cool, but they're not really as hard as they seem. Something like little runs like that. It may seem like, whoa, if you just start out with lead, how can I play that? Well, it's not as hard as you might think. So let me bring the camera down and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so a lot of times what happens with beginners, when you're first starting to learn to play lead, you play up and down like a pentatonic scale. So you don't want to just, play up and down like that. You want to play a little bit more horizontally. So I have this thing that I call a crossover scale. Some people call it extended scale. So what it does, it goes a little bit outside of this, and there's our root A. There's a root A here, but we're going to make this what I call a rectangle and a tail. And then you move down, that's on the E and A strings. Go down to the two middle strings, the D and G strings. You can play the rectangle and tail also. That's located right below. Rectangle, tail. Bring it all the way down to the D string, right below, rectangle. Tail, B string, you gotta move up by 1 fret. And then you have rectangle's tail. So that alone you can play around with. But there's some other stuff we can add in there. So the first one is rectangle tail. You can add in this little note right here, which is our blues note. But another thing I like to do, so again, all these. And again, at first, if you're new to this, you're going to have to just get used to just the pentatonic. And by the way, when you go back down, don't go ring finger. Go to the first finger. And then what I like, you can't jump over. My finger is right here, so I just use my middle finger right here, and then jump over my first finger. This finger is usually just a lot more stronger when you move down instead of going using the ring finger. This makes more sense to use your pointer. Or if you're doing that blues note. So you're going to have to get used to going up and down. But then, yeah, add in that blues note. But then you got that. I'm going to add in one more note. This is a lot of stuff I'm throwing at you here, but yeah, you can kind of keep coming back to this later on and take a look. But you got your root, and this note right here is actually we call our seventh, or technically it's a flat 7. Right between those, I like to add that note in there too. And you think of this as a passing tone. And you're not going to hang on this, nor are you going to hang on that this is called the flat 5 right here. You're not going to hang on that, but you have now like a triplet kind of thing. You have this, and you kind of use this as a way to slide up to this. And now, when you get over here, you have another one that's stacked on top of it. So you got like all of these cool little, triplet type of things. You can do that, so you can kind of do some little quick things. Or even if you go in this way, you're playing that up and down. You can use those too to run through that. You can do all kinds of cool things with that. So yes, that's kind of a really cool thing. This is actually kind of like a harmonic minor note in the way, if you ever later on. It's kind of a neoclassical, kind of Egyptian kind of feel to it. But we're not worried about that. So now what you do is, you might be like, oh my God, how do I play stuff like that? It's not as hard as you might think. All you gotta do is you hit this first note, and that's it. Hit that first note, hammer-ons. Then when you go over to here, you're gonna once you hit this note, you're gonna go ahead and slide it immediately. Hammer on all there, so you only hit one time. Then this one time, and then up to there. So it's but you're going to be treating it as if you're just jumping. As if you're doing that, so you want to keep that kind of timing, so you got to come pretty quick to that note. And it's going to sound a little bit more fluid that way, where you have add in that extra note. It has a little bit more fluidity to it. And then, and actually, you don't even have to go up here, and you can do the same thing over here. You can do stuff in there too. But kind of a good thing is kind of to go up, come back to the root, kind of using a part of it. So again, you're going. So we go to there. Nice quick little run that you can do. And again, it's going to be, the timing is going to be like as if you're tapping your foot. So it's like a triplet is 1, 2, 3 every time you tap your foot, every beat. So, and then the last two are some eighth notes there. So it means you gotta come up quick with this one. Now it doesn't sound as good when you're going slow adding in there, but again, here's the difference, a little quicker. Sounds okay, but add that little slide in there, it sounds a lot more impressive, a lot more smoother, I should say. So what you need to do is just simply go nice and slow and practice that. You just keep speeding it up. Over time, of course, you make sure you want to make sure you're solid at each speed. That's what, like, maybe working with a metronome or drum beat is a good idea, but at least try and keep this smooth and go nice and slow with it. And so you don't want it sloppy. if it sounds sloppy, then it's not going to do you any good. So you got to make sure it sounds dead on, even if it's slower and that slide doesn't sound perfect. You know, it's going to sound better when you play it faster. Make sure it's nice and solid like that. Remember, you're only hitting one time, the first note. You hit when you get to these two notes, come back to these, you're gonna hit both of those. So it's once, whoops, once, then you hit that note, and that note. And again, you start speeding it up. You add this extra if you want. Yep. And then later on, you get that down, and you can kind of, play around here. You can do like runs from here. You could add in some extra notes in there and play around. So, but that's a good one. Actually, yeah, these are kind of two good ones. That kind of one where you go one there, and you start here. Those are good ones to do. Except for you're gonna have to do a jump here. Yep. So yeah, those are, but this is the main one you want to practice. Because then that's a good place to, be playing around. You want to play, you can play around in there. But again, you can use the upper one. So, yeah, just a little video I wanted to shoot for you guys, for you guys that are not complete beginners and you're getting tired of seeing just beginner stuff all the time. So, yeah, if there's anything else you want me to cover, go ahead. And, there's more review out there that are not complete beginners, then, if you speak up and let me know, then maybe I can gear stuff more towards that. But as it is, I'm kind of going to, focus on the beginner kind of stuff, because I'm not sure what, who's watching these things. So, but, I'm going to throw out some stuff here and there. So just wanted to throw that out to you guys. Again, any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. All right, have a good one.